What is going on, guys? And today we are playing KFC once again. That's Kuraz Field Spell Control for the uninitiated. This time we're playing a deck that's similar to my Ruler's deck. There's a couple changes. The side deck's back to the way it used to be, back to the way it probably should have been. And I've taken out Upstart and I'm trying out Legacy of Yada in here. Legacy of Yada is a really neat card. A couple people have been trying it out in various decks. I think it's okay in a couple types of decks. Definitely pretty cool in the fairy deck, which I believe Pro Storm won Ribbit Rulers with Legacy of Yada in the fairy deck, and that kind of prompted me to rethink this card. I had considered it before in this deck because you can, of course, summon Kuraz, pop it, then chain it, draw a card, draw another card, so it's very value in that sense. But I think I underestimated it and kind of dismissed it in favor of like the speed of Upstart. But I'm back to trying it out, and I've really been liking how it's been testing. So I think the matches should hopefully showcase some of the potential uses of this card in the deck. First one, actually, this was not a full match. Normally, I don't upload best of ones, but as you can see, this guy said hi YT, and he was clearly very excited to be on YouTube, so I decided to upload this one anyway. Plus, he was very nice and very cool. So he's going first. I've opened a pretty bad hand. I mean, you shouldn't see a lot of high monster count hands in this deck. There's like 18 monsters or something, and one of them's Trag, which isn't even really a monster. It's like another trap. But anyway, of course, Gilman Malley in opening hand because that's kind of classic for the Diva Hero beat deck at this point. We draw a sixth card, which was Giant Rat, which is another monster. Then we draw a seventh card, which is another monster, which is Dandelion. So at this point, I'm like blown away at how many goddamn monsters I'm drawing. But anyway, fortunately, we can kind of play into this. Unfortunately, Deep Prison is sort of the worst case scenario for that back row. Here, the opponent makes a slight mistake. I think they should have hit me for 23 or something before they synced, because then they end up just hitting me for 0 through Dandy tokens. I guess this way ensures that I don't get Dandy tokens. Maybe it's not a misplay, because you don't know what I have in my hand. I didn't have any great way to convert the Dandy tokens here. I guess it would have given me one more Kuraz draw with the brain control play, but I'm not really. Maybe they did it right. Maybe they did it right. So here we set both, thinking we could just chain the Legacy of Yada if he has Storm. He has Storm, but he doesn't use it, which is probably fine because like he's not really doing anything with his hand. And man, the Hero Beat deck just sees tons of hands like this where you just. I'm not a fan of the new build with Alias and Diva, if I haven't made that clear before. Here, I know their hand now because of Dust Shoot, which honestly I kind of made their hand a little better by putting back the Malley maybe, but I know that their hand is completely dead, so I decided to just start Phoenix Winging stuff. A little bit aggressive maybe, but we have the Legacy of Yada to try dig more. We find just another Legacy of Yada, so kind of slowing us down by turn here. We hit over it. It's just Plague, though. I thought it might be Snowman or something. We go for another Gear Town. Here, I flip the, I guess, Legacy of Yada, because if I draw a certain card, I can maybe just go for game, because I know all their cards. But, unfortunately, we cannot, so we're just going to have to hit for 73, and hope he doesn't draw a hero, but he draws E-Call. So, we're going to get Miracle Fusion here, which is not great. It's not the end of the world, though. As you can see, there's, like, no way for him to survive here. He had to put this Brio in defense, I think. That was the only play. Because then he knows I gotta get. Well, he didn't read Driller because no one reads Driller. So Driller's gonna give me back Gear Town. A lot of people call Driller a bad card, and it's because they don't realize that it's just like a floater that gives you another Gear Town, and it can't be Kaiest or Brioed or anything. It can miss timing, which sucks though. That's definitely the worst thing about it. But here we go into another Gear Town, and now we just, the writing's on the wall, we just have Lethal here. If he had put Brio in defense, we would have had the, like, Legacy of Yada here or something. Well, actually, what we could have done is, here instead of doing the play I might have normally done, which since I know their back row, I'd have just tribute summoned Kuraz and popped Gear Town and Legacy of Yada, then drawn 3 cards and summoned back a Gear Dragon. So that's probably what I would have done in this situation. But instead, I just enter battle phase and attack since I know he can't stop me, and I don't want to like prolong his defeat or anything, because there's no point jerking off at this point, and he knows he's lost. So yeah, that was the end of that game. I think I checked my next couple cards to see what it would have been if I'd done that play. So there was a third Gear Town in my deck, I guess. so we could have gone Terraforming Gear Town, Black Garden. But, yep, that was a pretty neat game. Unfortunately, only one, as I mentioned, but still a cool game. Here, up against, I think this guy's playing Quick Draw. We lost RPS again, because of course we did, you know. Fortunately, the Kuraz deck is very good at losing RPS, by which I mean it does well going second. I think people pointed out this is probably because it does a lot with its battle phase in terms of just it can proactively put out these huge beaters, even like without setup. So you can just summon like a big guy and hit over the Titanium here, which is what's going to happen. Unfortunately, I can't space this background because he foolished for the Dandy, which I think he did that out of order. He probably should have gotten the 2 Lone Fires. Because that would have definitely prompted me to play even more aggressively here. I go for this just in case he has Book of Moon, which honestly maybe I should have just gone for this first. But yeah, probably if I was going to do it that way. I wasn't really thinking out the sequencing of my play. But here, I decided to get really cocky and space the back row, which maybe I shouldn't have done. This only really plays around mirrors specifically, and only plays around mirror because I'm getting greedy and trying to hit over a token, which, like, I can clear his tokens next turn. I don't see why I did that. And I feel like this plays into the Debris Dragon Black Rose a lot more. So I wasn't really thinking about that. Yeah, at that point on his turn, I'm like, oh shit, what if he has Debris Drag? Exactly, that would really suck. And then he does. And here I'm like, what if he has Caius? That would really suck. And then he has Caius. So we're in a rough spot. We go set Legacy of Yada, see if he'll play around anything. He just attacks. Of course, no big deal for him if it's a Mirror Force or something in that situation. Here, it's like, okay, we go for the Kuraz. This is a kind of situation where Legacy of Yada was sort of slow, but it also, since I was able to wait the turn, it got me some extra value, so maybe it was better than Upstart in this situation, I think. Because we get to draw 3, we find Heavy Storm, and we activate Garden. Fortunately for me, there's no like brain control or anything here that auto kills me. He does Storm the Garden, which maybe he didn't need to do here, because he's not summoning anything. I was worried he would like have a play after that and kill me, but he actually didn't. He uses Book of Moon to kill my Kuraz. Here, I hit over the token. I'm like, if this sets a Raikou, he targets my back row, I bounce his Caius. He has to mill the Caius. He kind of mills out of order here. I don't know what the correct way to handle this was. I just had him mill the Caius and put the quick draw back. And then I think he forgets his shell, which was pretty... It was weird. It's like, maybe he didn't forget shell, actually. Maybe he actually calculated that he wanted to draw this quick draw and then shell. In which case, maybe he's smarter than I gave him credit for, actually. But here, no, wait. Here there's no excuse. He could have just killed me. So, yeah. Wait, he had lethal there. Of course, Deep Prison was the worst thing that could have happened to my Dandelion, unfortunately. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with it, but... Yeah, actually, I just shouldn't have attacked with it, because I knew he was drawing quick draw. I should have just put it to defense, and then he would have gone for, like, Nitro Warrior or something, and then... Can't kill me, though, through Dandy. Right? I think that's right. So I shouldn't have hit into Deep Prison, and then he should have killed me. So kind of a series of misplays here. And then I get a nice top deck with a Debris Dragon. It's going to let me go AFD plus Gadgetron. So here is where we have stabilized that after the consecutive series of throws. Here the opponent probably should have just gone Turbo Warrior. Instead, they do this shit and forget that they can't, or allegedly they forget. I don't know. They were like kind of mad about my top deck. Maybe they're trying to cheat. I don't want to cast aspersions though. But who would try to cheat and summon RDA with quick draw though? Like that seems kind of. I'm just gonna assume that they like had a brain fart here. But yeah, I won game number 1. Maybe shouldn't. Maybe I should have. Depends on whose misplay you think was worse. Here, my hand is kind of bad. Well, actually, it's not super bad. It's just, like, given what I sided in, I feel like I should have seen a better hand than this. Maybe, I think I forgot the side Minecon, which would have been a lot of better card going second. But here, I would have just taken Hamster, so whatever. Getting Gadgetron bottomless kind of sucks. I just go for another one attack. I flip this, which was really nice because it turned out to be Hamster, which means we can just get rid of this Raikou right now. He has to pop Gadgetron. Yeah, he does have to pop Gadgetron, unfortunately. It does kind of suck because in situations like this, you really want to get rid of Garden. Garden is definitely the problem. So he does draw Avarice, which really, or he had Avarice or something. I don't remember. That does kind of suck for me. He goes for Lone Fire to Titanium. Maybe this was the play he shouldn't have made. Should have just set the Hamster and get the Raikou to get rid of this stupid garden, probably. Then he goes set 3 with no protection for Storm. Damn, I wish I had drawn Storm. But unfortunately, 'twas not to be. This plays around Deep Prison and stuff, though, so I can just hit with Driller. And it will still float. He goes for Foolish here, which maybe the okay play. He could have just summoned the Dandy, too. And, like, Foolish to Shell. I don't know. We switch our tokens, hit over. His face downs are Trapstun Mirror. I've been playing around, or Trapstun Dust Shoot. I've been playing around Dust Shoot because I figured it's possible he has it. It's also likely that he has Judgment. I flipped the Legacy here, but he has Trapstun, which is super random. I guess it's for Phoenix Wing? I don't know. I never liked Trapstun, to be honest. Here he's got Hamster, which is very fortunate for me that it's not Raikou, because I would have outed my Driller and kind of sucked. But he goes set another. Here we draw Lone Fire, which is sick. We get to go Lone Fire, Titanium, now that he's out of my garden, and we just beat over everything. We have like endless plants to eat all his Raikous. So we've pretty much won from this position. We go into Dandy. We hit over, just clear everything. The opponent has Raikou, but it just gets negated. They set Bottomless. And we are just attacking for game at this point, pretty much. Like, we're up a bajillion cards. So, from a bit of a shaky start to this game. So, very nice showing for the KFC deck here. I think the Legacies of Yada were pretty beneficial. In most situations, they were probably better than Upstart, I would say. We definitely got value out of them with Kuraz a couple times, too, which was really nice. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think about Legacy of Yada. Is it broken? Is it based? Is it terrible? Should I go back to Upstart? Should I keep it? Be sure to leave a like as well and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.